he stepped in midway through the season as the defensive play caller uh, the year before last, but he was the defensive coordinator all last year. So we did step our defensive play up great. And at the actual spring practices, I visited a few of them, and our defense looks good. So I'm very happy about the defense.
Yeah, I did notice in the spring game, man, he was throwing out a lot of exotic stuff. Normally you don't see that kind of stuff in the spring game, but I think if you guys can get some stops, I think the offense can make some things happen. Wide receiver, you lost a lot of talented guys from that team. Who do you think will step up this season?
I think, man, Mr. Keenan Hambrick is going to be our guy. We had Keenan Hambrick on our podcast maybe a couple months ago. Uh, Keenan Hambrick's dad actually played for Alabama A&M as well. He was inducted into the Huntsville Madison County Athletic Hall of Fame just last week. He was a standout receiver at Alabama A&M. So Keenan
Kenyon
Hambrick is going to
Hambrick.
be our good guy. And then we also say it again.
I say Kenyon Hambrick.
Yeah, yeah, and then we're gonna have Braxton Tolliver as well. He's gonna be a standout receiver for us.
Yeah, I remember his dad, man. His dad gave a lot of people fits in the SWAC. So I remember them days. Um, let's let's talk special teams before we get into the spring. How was your special teams last season?
Special team, he hit a lot of good he hit a lot of good field goals for us. Almost SWAC teams would not go field goal; they'll go for it. But our kicker had a good little leg on him. Uh, I like to see
All right. Oh, you
on the
breaking up a
kickoff.
little bit.
I
So
like to see her. Can you hear me now?
yeah.
Yeah, I like to see touchbacks. So we need to get a stronger leg to put the ball deep in the end zone on the kickoffs. But I don't. I would rather not have a good punter because I never want to punt. So let's not put ourselves in a situation that it's 4th and 8 and we have to punt. Let's make it 4th and 2 and we go for it every time.
Oh yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like I love our punter, Mr. Goldenfoot. I love him to death. But I told him, I personally told him, I wish you never kick, man. I don't ever want my punter to have to punt. I only want my kicker to kick field goal, kick extra points. But that sometimes the game don't work that way. But we got to do. If you got it, it's good, and sometimes it comes in invaluable in conference play. Jamie G, you got anything you want to chime in about the Bulldogs from last season before we jump forward?
I don't have anything right now. I'm kind of concerned about this season coming up, the
All right.
upcoming season.
Well, y'all
I
heard it
mean,
from the
hey,
man.
that's in the past now.
Y'all heard it from the man himself. We're gonna jump forward. Let's start with the spring game. What were your thoughts on the spring game this past weekend?
Okay, so my thoughts on the spring game. So I get the spring game is for the fans to come look at and see what's going on, but when you actually go to spring practices, you get a good little you get a better look at what's going on. Now I know the cool thing these days is to split the teams up and draft them and all that stuff. Everybody wants to play with their favorite players, but in my opinion, that's not how you get a good gauge on how your team looks. Because in practice, you got the ones versus the ones, and then you go to twos versus twos, and you go one versus twos. In the spring game, you don't have that. So a lot of those guys that were playing together on Saturday didn't play together. No disrespect to the new running backs that we had playing the other day, but Donovan England was on a team that his rushing wasn't good, and you would think those other guys are better than him. You know what I mean? But
Oh
we
yeah.
saw Donovan. We saw Donovan last year, and I saw Donovan in practice. So I want our fans to be able to see a spring game, so we don't get in these type of debates and conversations where A&M didn't look good, or somebody looked better than what they actually are, because the teams are not evenly matched.
Yeah, I approach a spring game. I mean, like you said, it's for it's kind of like to give people something to look out for. Just to kind of in spring practice and send the fans into the summer on a good note. It's a glorified scrimmage. Like you said, you're not gonna see a lot of stuff. I look for certain guys, how they approaching what they're doing. Look like they focus on their assignments and everything. But I personally, I think that sometimes people put too much stock into it. So if a guy has a great game, you gotta, like you said, you gotta kind of take into account who he's playing against. And then, like I said, with the teams not being even, sometimes your offensive line don't got the depth to split up into two teams evenly. So it's a mixed bag. But I guess I know I was saying all of that. Do you feel like anybody stood out in the game?
To any of the guys, the running back, DJ Moffitt, Kenny Williams, those guys, they definitely earned themselves some obviously, yeah. So I love that.
You still kind of breaking up a little bit.
That last time was,
they say you
hear me now?
They say you must be driving somewhere, huh?
I'm actually stationary, which is weird. I hadn't moved at all.
Yeah. But continue. We can hear you now.
Okay. Brian Plummer, the safety, he's gonna be a good guy as well.
All right. So let's talk quarterback. That, like I said, that's like the one thing everybody talks. First off, what's the status of Quincy Casey?
Other than that, did you get that?
No, can you say that again?
Yeah, I said Quincy Casey. He's just nursing an injury. The coaches don't really release any information to us that we don't need to know. So it's
look like our guest is having some problems. We're gonna see if we can get him back going. Man, Jamie G, what's going on, man? We're just gonna kill a little time before we get back on there. What's happening with you, bro?
Man, what's good, man? How y'all doing, man? Thank y'all for watching, man. Hope y'all week is going good. And it's SWAC smoke time. Sorry for me being a little late, man. I had to work a little later than usual. But I'm here. I'm tapped in now. But I think, man, I want to say Case is still nursing that shoulder injury, though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. Yeah, he's still nursing that injury.
So do you? I mean, I know you said they don't really release a lot of info, but do you think he'll be ready by the time the season starts, or was this just a precautionary type of thing?
Yes, I hope so, because as of right now, we don't have a named starting quarterback, so we need him to be ready so we can have a healthy competition and somebody actually wins the job this year instead of us playing the any mini mighty mo that we did last year.
Yeah, I think that sometimes that, like we said earlier, that can be problematic. But I heard a few people say that Xavier Langford looks like he's kind of progressing pretty well this season. Do you think that he's ready to take that next step to kind of take the job itself?
I'm sure. Like I'm sure any quarterback that is out there is ready is ready to play. But the things they're ready to play. But one of the things that Coach Maynard said, and Langford echoed, is that he has to be more consistent. With throwing the ball downfield, and I agree with that. I'm not gonna say he's not ready. I'm not gonna say he is ready. I'm just gonna agree with what him and Coach Maynard said, that he needs to be more consistent, and both of them know that. That's not, and I mean people that watch know that. We just need more consistency. He did have a good game on Saturday, but again, like I said, you know it all consistent. You can have one, you can have a good game, but we need to have good games all the time in order to be able to win in the SWAC.
Yeah, I think that was probably, if it was one issue I think the team had last season, is, one good game, one bad game. Turnovers were a problem as well. You can't do a lot if your line is not solid. What's the outlook for the offensive line?
The offensive line, we got some good returning guys. We got some good returning guys. With the line, you always want to get, bigger, stronger guys. And we did get a couple guys that come sign with us. And we got a couple guys that have worked their way up the depth chart. But I don't think last year our offensive line was the issue. I really don't, because they ran block with the best of them. If you can run block, you can pass block. We got the ball downfield with Eaglin. You just can't. Again, like I mentioned earlier, you can't really win in football today with just running the ball downfield. You got to have some play action. You got to keep those DBs honest. You got to keep them backed up. And we didn't keep them honest last year because we didn't really have a deep threat.
Yeah, I think that's a vital thing. Even if you don't have the greatest passing game, if you at least got that kind of threat to make DBs have to recognize, it opens up a lot. So I can see that coming. With a good running game, like you say, play action can definitely open that up. Let's jump to the other side of the ball. I know you guys were really active in the portal the last year or so. Do you feel like those guys that came in are starting to gel now? Because I feel like part of the issue they had with so many new guys, and injuries and things, guys never really had a chance to gel. Do you think that's happening with the defense this season?
Yeah, I totally agree, man. The thing about the transfer portal is that you get some guys that you might get out of the portal in December, right? And then some of those guys could enroll and play in January. And play for spring practice. So you got a few weeks of spring practice, then you got to take a break. You can't practice again. So the portal, you don't get to. It's not like those guys that have been playing for years. So it has to be the perfect situation for the portal to work. And sometimes it works out properly, and sometimes it does not. So last year, like I said, our defense got better, but you just need time to gel. And hopefully, we don't get guys that are graduate transfers, because guess what? Those guys are going to leave and you got to start over. So I would rather have, first of all, we want everybody to be a Bulldog and stay a Bulldog. But if we do get transfers, we want to get those guys that are going to come in their second year and stay for the long ride so they can gel with the defense, so that we're not having conversations about being 4-7 and having a losing season.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I'm all about multi-year guys. To me, that's just an extension of recruiting, bringing in multi-year guys, especially guys with a year of college under their belt. They understand how things work a little bit better. Let's talk about the upcoming actual season. Right now everybody's 0-0. We all got SWAC championship dreams. What would a successful season for Alabama A&M be this season?
Man, a successful season for us to be, in my opinion, it would be to I want to win. The first thing I want to do is win all of our games at home. No matter who the opponent is, I don't care if it's the University of Alabama. I don't care if it's anybody. I want to win all of our games at home because that's our house. The second thing is I definitely want to beat Alabama State in Birmingham because we lost to them last year. And it would have been 5 years in a row. I had me a shirt printed and everything with holding up 5 fingers. I had it in the car, but I didn't get to bring it out.
So, you got to bring it with you just in case.
Oh yeah. So I want to go undefeated at home. I want to beat Alabama State, and we owe Jackson State, man. Jackson State came and embarrassed us on homecoming 2 years ago, 62-15. We laid an egg that game. They beat us again last year in Mobile. We played them again this year in Mobile, so I wanna be able to beat them too. So of course the coach is gonna tell you winning the SWAC is the ultimate goal, which it should be as the players. But I want to win all home games. I want to beat Alabama State, and I want to beat Jackson State.
I'm gonna let my co-host speak on that. He say they ready for y'all, bro.
We stay ready to get ready. You know what I'm saying? So, man, you know what though? Last year's game was interesting too.
It was.
It really was. It really was. I think. I don't know. I think with better quarterback play, I think that game would have been a little different than what the score turned out to be. Can we agree with that?
You mean better quarterback play from your guy or our guy?
Oh yeah, y'all got it. I think if probably y'all had a Quill Glass, it might have been a different story.
I could agree with you on that one because I think Shador got hurt some type of way.
Mm-hmm.
And that don't want to wish injury on anybody, but him being taken out of that game helped us out because now they got a guy that's in the game that doesn't really play, so he's antsy. But you're right. If we would have had better play at that position and the rain, you only could do so much in the rain.
Right.
I was out there, it started raining, so and that it kind of limits your offense when you already don't have a deep threat. You're very limited. So I agree with you with that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we gotta. I know we only got you for a few more minutes, so I got a question from the chat. They wanted to know about the facilities, man. A&M got some nice stuff coming up. They said do you think that's helped? How's that going to impact the program? Getting all that shiny new stuff.
Oh yeah. So I wanted to touch on that. I'm glad that person asked that question. So. Our new director of athletics, Dr. Paul A. Bryant, our new president, Dr. Daniel Williams, those guys, they get it. No disrespect to the previous AD and the previous president. Those guys are the reason why we have that very nice event center because they were there when that was going. We got a lot of nice buildings on campus with the previous president. But these guys get it. They're going to take that ball and then move it forward. So we got our football locker room is getting renovated. We got a indoor practice facility coming up. We got some renovations coming to our old gym that's going to benefit athletics. To go along with our brand new event center that's immaculate. We're getting new turf. Football spring practice just ended, so that field is going to get new turf before next year. So I'm very excited about the facilities, man. As we know, as high school students and transfers, that's what they look at. They want to be able to go to a place where it looks good. Of course, they want to go get their education, but they want it to look good as well. They want to be able to post on their Twitter, their IG, like, hey, this is what I work out in every day. This is how I look. This is my practice facility. So I think with our upgrades to our facilities, it's going to be one of the best in the SWAC. As of right now, I can say, though, that that title belongs to Prairie View. Prairie View has immaculate facilities. I like their stuff, but we're coming, man, and I'm excited about it.
Well, I'm personally. Oh, go ahead.
Can I ask you this question? Did you all follow the same model as Alabama State when it comes to upgrading the facilities?
Well,
was it more of your own funding, or was it some state funding as well?
Well, you know how it is. With any in-rival state, any in-rival school, one school can't get one and the other cannot. Whoever gets it first. Like, we just got a new event center. Guess what Alabama State did? They redid their whole court. It looks similar to ours. They didn't build a new Acadome, but like A&M has a new event center, but now they got the court that looks like ours. So you're not going to do one without doing the other. So not going to say that, we copied them. It's just like, hey, that's just where it works. Alabama State was not about to let us outshine them. So if you look, and the court looks good, but they got it this year. And I'm pretty sure they knew the event center was going to open, and it kind of like, hey, we got to get this because A&M got this. We got to go tit for tat. And, that's the name of the game.
Oh, yeah. I for one, am very glad that Elmore is gone. A lot of bad luck in that arena. That's just one of them one of them things. I you know, a lot of House of Horrors for us are finally gone. We didn't have a great game in the new arena, so maybe it's not that much of a difference. But what I wanted to say something. My mind in blank, y'all. Forgive me. I'm old. But anyway, I just move on from that. Like I said, if you can, man, like I said before we wrap this up, I know you said, you know, you're kind of outlook and goals for the season, but do you have like a record that you predict that the Bulldogs will finish at?
I can't pull the schedule up right now. Because it'll kill this.
I got it. You need the
How many
schedule?
games do we have?
Let me look. I'm looking at it right now. I just pulled it up while we was on. Okay, you have September 2nd at Vanderbilt.
Okay, we're gonna that's a loss. We're gonna go 0-1. I'm not afraid to say that.
All right. You know the Lewis Cruz Classic lane, that should be a win.
We're 1-1.
Okay. You got Southern in Muffled.
That's an L.
16th.
That's an L. That's an L. That's an L.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna tell you this, and this is my opinion. If Jackson stay hanging on Southern, y'all get a win.
Well, they ain't winning because we ain't taking no.
But yeah. Then the September 23rd, y'all have Pine Bluff. That should be a win.
3-1.
Yeah. Okay. Homecoming is going to be Tuskegee.
We're not losing Tuskegee at home.
Yeah. I can't do.
Let me stop right there real quick, man. That's going to be one of the biggest games ever. We haven't played Tuskegee in a while. It's on homecoming. Tuskegee has great alumni in the state of Alabama. They definitely have great alumni in Huntsville. So that's gonna be a game. We're gonna win, but that's gonna be just a week full of events, man. I'm excited about that game.
I might have to pull up on y'all on that one because that atmosphere is gonna be nice.
Right, pull up.
Okay. And then after this, we got the Gulf Coast Challenge in Mobile.
We're gonna get Jackson State this year. 5-1. We 5-1 right now.
He claiming it. He claiming it.
He on a hot one, huh? Okay.
Speak it into existence.
Okay, I heard that. Grambling, October the 14th.
Grambling, we beat Grambling last year for the first time in years. 6-1. I ain't losing. We 6-1 right now.
I got y'all beating Grambling. I do. Then that's that old boogie belt out Alabama State. The class.
I know, man. I know Alabama State got us last year. They're probably ready to think it's gonna be 2 years in a row, but we bouncing back this year. We beat Alabama State.
Okay. Let me jump in real quick. You never supposed to say your rival gonna beat you, so I'm glad you didn't say Bama State gonna win. I don't care if they got a better team. You never supposed to say that. You never supposed. Man, Grambling could have the Kansas City Chiefs as their team, and I still would say Southern gonna beat them. So you never supposed to get you're never supposed to give them no credit. So I like that. Right. Keep rolling.
We got FAMU coming in town, and that's gonna be a good one too.
That's gonna be a good one. If we were to lose, because if I'm thinking about it now, that would be a good game. Because like that stretch of games we got before, you got to wear your team down. That's a pretty tough schedule. So if we were to lose at that point, that'll be our second loss, FAMU. If we were to lose.
But and then the Little Bill Bowl in Bethune.
Yeah. You already know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, that's a dub.
And then,
I'm proclaiming everybody against Bethune-Cookman is a dub.
Right.
Next, if Bethune and Valley got to be wins.
They lost to Valley last year. Now don't sleep on them Delta Devils.
But the Delta Devils coming to Huntsville this year, so we're not losing.
They're a different breed on the road, though. I give you that different breed on the road.
So what we got?
I got us losing 2 games.
Scenario. We losing best case scenario. What 8-2?
Yeah, we're losing to Vanderbilt, and we may lose to FAMU.
So do y'all win the SWAC? I mean, win
Yeah,
the
we win.
SWAC?
If we go to the SWAC, we winning it.
Oh no, because they playing Southern and they're not beating Southern twice. Well, they're not beating Southern Baton Rouge at all. So,
It's hard to beat Southern Baton Rouge. It was
Yeah,
hard when we got them. Yeah, but that's a hard place for. That's a hard place. Fam, you a
I,
hard place.
I don't
right.
I don't want to speak on why Southern is hard, but it's hard. But I can see I can see with some things falling in the right place. You still a game or two, man. This team could finish in the top portion, but it also things could go a little sideways. So I'm liking the talk, man. I like the confidence. I definitely like that.
Yeah, and I still like no rush, man. I still got a little time. One thing I want to do say though, I appreciate you guys for inviting us on from the Hill podcast. I'm just a representative of the podcast. There's a few of us. It's like six of us that do all the work behind the scenes. We love doing this stuff just like you guys, man. So I appreciate the invite. Shout out to the team. I see them in the comments. Jay Dot Murray and David Thomas. They are definitely in the comments doing what they do, man. So shout out to the From the Hill podcast team, man. Those are my folks.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you got a little bit longer to hang on, man, that's fine. Just let me know when you got to dip out, and we can keep going.
Okay, yeah,
Because I'm liking this, man. I'm a pot stirrer, so I like to talk, man. I like it.
hey, let's stir the box then. Who else we want to talk about?
Oh, what? I'd rather hear some more about them Hornets, man. I know y'all gonna stomp them, right? my boy work at Bama State, so I know he listening. I know that
I
1
hope
year was an
y'all do
anomaly.
stomp 'em. I really hope y'all stomp them because when they come to Jackson, it's on and popping. Because we
Yes,
didn't
so,
like him. We
it's
didn't
a,
like
it's a,
that person that pushed our previous coach.
yeah, but
But
hey, man, Coach E Rob told y'all, man, he ain't SWAC, man, and he now he chasing the Buffalo, so he's really
yeah,
not
you
SWAC.
right.
Man,
But I rock with Eddie Robinson though,
Oh
man.
yeah,
He
yeah,
didn't tell us though, man. I mean, I'm gonna forgive him for that though. Y'all
yeah.
say the
right.
prayer. I'm gonna forgive my boy.
I know y'all Bama State people, y'all Bama A&M. Oh, don't kill me, cause I know y'all Alabama A&M people ain't gonna like this, but this is an E-Rob show. We love E-Rob over here, man.
No, see, I like E Rob too, man. E Rob and Coach Maynard are good guys. They're good friends. E Rob and Coach Maynard are good friends. People like I always get to football games early. I was at the Magic City Classic, and Coach Maynard and E Rob was out in the middle in the middle of the field talking for a long time, like 45 minutes, just chatted up. Those coaches don't do. A lot of coaches don't do that, so you can tell they're really genuinely good friends. And then, of course, me being born and raised in Alabama, I have classmates that went to Alabama State as well. So it's a friendly rivalry. Of course, we're
Yeah,
better, but it's a friendly rivalry. I like ASU to a certain extent.
yeah. I love that, man. That's the kind of stuff I really like, man. I love rivalries, man. It's just something about them that just brings out the best in everybody. The pettiness, the fun. I know how it feels to have a long winning streak over your rivals.
Right.
And I know it sucks to have that streak snap, but being able to hold that over them is just a great feeling, ain't it?
Yep, it is. It is, man. Like we like to. Alabama State is definitely the little brother to us. We own the rivalry winning series. We're in the better city. Huntsville is way better than Montgomery. And that's not opinion. You can look the numbers up on that one. So
Real talk, it is though, because Huntsville is beautiful. I actually
the couple times I've been there, it's been a long time ago, but it's always been a nice city. I won't never
nice city.
So we want to grow the university as a city. Like I've been in Huntsville since 2003, since I graduated high school, and this city has changed and has grown every year. So we want the university to grow as the city grows because we're there to help each other out. A lot of people that graduate from Alabama A&M, they are like me. They stay and get jobs in Huntsville because Huntsville is a good place to work and a good place to live.
Yeah, I think it's a great. Like I said, I love a city that's forward thinking and advancing. So it's great to keep your alumni around because that helps with your university being able to continue to grow when people don't leave. I mean, Baton Rouge people leave as soon as they get here, so you're not really gonna get that support like that. But we talked about this before we came on the air, and I wanna let you go ahead and put your thoughts out there on the air because it's a topic that we talk about all the time. But Coach Maynard, I know what you said on the air, but before we got on the air, but I want to hear you say it here. What's his job security?
So, like I mentioned to you earlier, I haven't heard any quarrels about Coach Maynard not having the job security. Coach Maynard had the only losing season he's had last year, 4-7. The season before that was 7-3. The season before that was 6-5, and I can't remember the season before that. But Coach Maynard has took the program a step forward every year, minus the hiccups we had last year. So I in my opinion and what I know, and Coach Maynard was going to be our coach for the foreseeable future, unless something drastic changes. Like there's nothing leading into next year that says if Coach Maynard doesn't win this amount of games, he's not going to be there. Now I do say this as an active alumni that's involved in a lot of internal forums and discussions. A lot of people wanted Coach Maynard gone after we lost to Jackson State and we went 7-3 that year. Some people just don't like it. The head coach is not to be liked by everybody. It's not gonna happen. Because everybody, even though Dion went undefeated in the SWAC those 2 years, everybody at Jackson State didn't like him or his attitude. They just tolerated him because he won. So it's the same thing with Coach Maynard, man. You get those people that come out and say, we need a new coach, we need that. Well, who are we gonna get? People
Right.
just want a celebrity coach. You see what happened when they got Ed Reed? Ed Reed doesn't have the decorum. Ed Reed doesn't have the decorum to coach. People just want us to go get. Hey, let's go get T.O. to coach our school because he is from Alabama. That doesn't make any sense, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
like,
And
people want a big name, not somebody that knows how to coach. Of course, Deion Sanders was a great name. It is a great name. He's one of the best athletes ever. But he's also been around the game for a long time, playing and coaching. So it happened to work out. We'll see how it works out at Colorado, but it worked out there. But people just want to, as soon as Deion got hired at Jackson State, hey, man, we need to go get a celebrity coach, too. Let's go get Denzel Washington the coach so we can get money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
remember the Titans.
I can say this, though. Me being a Jackson State alum, and I kind of really paid attention to certain things, but I don't think Prime had. I mean, he's a great player, but I don't think he was a. I don't think his coaching was tested just yet. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I think of it. We gonna really see how well he coaches now because some things we can go back and look at games. It was just some of the things he was doing with bonehead, like keeping the game. I would keep passing when he up 50, 60 points.
Right.
And all that, which rubbed people the wrong way. Even rubbed me the wrong way because I always been a guy about sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? When you play the game, you beat me. Hey, let's shake hands. Let's keep it moving. But
right.
Some of that stuff, like if I probably was Eddie Ross, I probably slapped his ass. I'm gonna just say, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the game. Because I kind of felt like he was trying to run the score, even though they was up. But that was some of the things. But I was grateful that we had Coach Prime because I felt like he gave us that revamp we needed. Because
correct,
one more bad season, it was gonna be bad for JSU. Honestly, we probably wouldn't be able to bounce back as quickly as we could. But we moved on, and I'm glad we have TC because TC is a alum. He is a Jackson State product, and I think his loyalty is to Jackson State, and I think he's gonna be there a while.
Yeah,
that's what we want.
You know what I would hate to happen though with TC is because they're so used to dominating the past 2 seasons. They expect TC to do that immediately, and he may or may not. Who knows? But it doesn't matter how good of a coach you thought Deion Sanders was. His name is Deion Sanders, and he brought top recruits in just because of his name. I am Deion Sanders. I got my son. That's not a bad quarterback. I got Travis Hunter kid, and he really didn't do anything for JSU to me because he was on the sideline most of the time. But he brought big names in, man. So I just hope they are patient with TC and don't try to compare him to Deion Sanders. So give that man a chance. That man was there before Deion, I think, right? Oh, did Deion bring him on?
Who that?
No, he was there before.
Yeah, he was there. He was there on the staff before Deion. He was there. And now he's still there. So don't. And he played there. Don't just give that man a shot. Just because he may not go undefeated next year. Don't just push him away.
Yeah, I agree. One thing about all our fans is we got a lot of impatient people. Our fans are the type of people that if they, you win a game 60-0, but you throw one interception, everybody upset. So it's like you never. Some people just never gonna be satisfied. But I did want to ask you this, because this is a topic that we didn't talk about before. How do you? I know it feels good to win and it counts to win, but how do you really feel about that spring championship?
Hey, I feel like it's a SWAC championship just like any other SWAC championship. I'll tell you why I say that. Because A&M was ready. Everybody knew it was going to be SWAC spring football. A&M never was in a situation where we had somebody that had COVID and had to quarantine. We went 5 weeks straight before we even played a game, So they say you got to play what's in front of you, and we did what was in front of us. Nobody's disrespecting the Lakers that when they won their NBA lockdown championship. I mean, even the University of Alabama, when they won the SEC only championship, when they only played SEC games, they still won the national championship. So if I'm taking a test in a classroom and I make 100 on it, and because for whatever amount of reason, you're not gonna discount my good grade because you know what I'm saying. So like we won it. It's in the record books. If the SWAC didn't want to recognize it, they could have just canceled the whole season, but they didn't, and we were the 2021 SWAC spring champions. So it is what it is.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. I cared about it until we was out of the race. Then then it didn't matter no more. So like I wanted it while we were still undefeated. Well, we know we lost our second game, but until we were out the race, then it didn't matter no more. So I get it, but that's one of the things I know a lot of people love to talk about because some people feel like some people feel like it matters, some don't. But
it only matters because their team didn't win it.
Hey,
I don't think I would have honestly if Jackson State would have won that spring season. I wouldn't really recognize it because I kind of feel like it's practice. But if y'all feel like that's y'all championship, that's y'all championship. If Alabama A&M said it's the SWAC championship, that's their championship. It don't matter what anybody else thinks. That's y'all championship. Y'all won the springs, and it's yours. Right. So what's up? That's what's up.
And Blue just made a good point, man. Alcorn really the only people that could be because they season got canceled and they got put over the hump with multiple road games that they shouldn't have had. So if anybody don't like the spring season, it should be Alcorn.
To themselves.
Yeah, well,
they the one that was ducking the smoke.
They were ducking the West.
Man, they were ducking everything. They were talking about it was a beast in the East, but can't be the best in the West.
Yeah, like I say, it's a title. No matter how you shape it, how you do it, it's a title. Can't nobody take it from you. People could talk about it, but can't nobody take it from you. So of course, be proud of it. Like I said, if Southern won it, I still be talking. But we didn't, so I don't like it. But that's just me.
If anybody all complaints should be addressed to the SWAC office in Birmingham, Alabama, to Dr. McClellan. They decided that we play the SWAC championship, so we played the SWAC championship and we won. It's all good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got a long list of complaints about the SWAC, but that's like low on the list, so they ain't got to worry about hearing that one. But like I said, I just wanted to get your feelings on that because we say some things on the show, and I always like to get a different opinion, because it's always good to just know how other side think, and it's always good to get it from the actual people who who were on the winning side. So
right,
I think that's. Man, if we won that championship, like I said, I'll still be talking about it, man. I still talk about championship we won in 1993. So you think a 2021 spring season I ain't gonna talk? Man, I still talk about every game we won at Southern. I don't care how long ago it was. I'm not. I'm just gonna keep it real. I do want to say one thing, man, before we kind of keep going, but I don't know how many people are old enough to remember 1998. I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. My first experience with Alabama A&M was in 1998. We played them. I think it was for homecoming, and they beat the brakes off us. Like we were undefeated in SWAC. I think they were transitioning to the SWAC, and they beat the brakes off us in Huntsville. I flew into Huntsville that morning, went to the game, got beat, went to Ryan's, and almost got in a fight with the waiter because he was talking noise, and then we left. But I was like, man, I don't like this place, so I just wanted to share.
You gonna fight a man over the good sausage in states, right?
The man was talking
steaks and sausage. You can't get fighting over that.
The man was talking mad noise, man. He was like, y'all can't all the way out here ain't got beat, man. I know y'all ain't gonna say nothing. I'm like,
I wonder Ryan's out of business.
In 1998, brother, I was in the 8th grade, so I had no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was in the 7th, I think. I think about 7th grade.
I was in college, so I was in college, so it's like that's why it's a little bit more tender to me because I was of age, and I was like, man, I just they were running triple option back then, and we just couldn't stop it.
But Freaknik, was it?
No comment. I think my wife watches, so no comment.
That man gonna end up being on the Freaknik documentary, man.
Oh, I you see Wells be like, Rowdy.
Yeah, see, I that's why I don't say nothing because Freaknik, Capitol Beach Party, like all that. Let me stop right there. But let me stop right there.
That's a whole nother show.
Capitol, boy.
Yes, it is, and that's not what we do here. So I'm gonna exit stage left on that one. But man, woo. All right, let me compose myself. Jamie, you got anything else you want to say about the Bulldogs, man? Try to swing this conversation back another way.
Man, I wish nothing but the best success this season because I like when A&M winning because y'all have some great people. Y'all have some great people, great culture. Because I've been around in your fans. Man, y'all had some of the nicest fans, like for real. Like when I was at Alcorn when Alabama A&M played. I think did Alabama A&M win that game? Oh, I know it was a field goal. I think it got blocked. Was that the one that Alcorn got their field goal blocked? And I think they lost the game. But I remember A&M got some good fans, some real good fans, and I like when my boy Maynard talking that cash money stuff. Please, y'all tell him, please keep talking. Please, because it's good for the league, man. It's good for social media and everything else.
I tell you about that. So Maynard has been that type of personality. Ever since. If you look at old films of Maynard before A&M was a thought, that was his personality. But man, like, and I don't mind saying this, like some of our people are so stuck up and so stuck in the old ways. Like you gotta loosen up a little bit, man. Like like this man. Yeah, sometimes you talk crap and you lose, but you don't be quiet. You come back and do it again. That's
when you talk more.
Yeah,
you talk more when you lose because you got to back it up.
But a lot of people don't like that, man. And he's a smart he's a smart guy. So he tries to he's a head coach. You got to play both sides. You know what I mean? You got to be yourself, but you also got to play the role of the person of the university. So hopefully, winning cures all. But I like it, man. I like for him to,
Mm-hmm.
talk and go back and forth, man. That's what he's been doing his whole life. So who are we to stop him now?
Yeah, and I think the SWAC needs personalities. The SWAC has always had personalities at head coach dating way back. So I don't like all that cookie cutter stuff. I'm not saying you gotta get up there and talk crazy, but how to let your personality shine. And that was one of the things I love, man. Don't be scared to talk. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might lose, but you might lose if you don't talk. So you might well just get your talk on.
I
It's
got
just
one question. I got one question. I got
Uh,
to ask you, my friend. Where that pink scooter is?
Man, I don't know where that pink
I,
scooter is. Hopefully,
I,
I
I,
think
did they
I
get
think it
rid
was
of the
I
pink
think it was
scooter,
thrown away
man?
that night.
Man, I thought that was, man, just petty for real. Like, ooh, I know that probably made Coach hot, man.
And then the thing about it really didn't though, because like Maynard
Hmm.
was legitimately like he wasn't trying to be funny,
Yeah.
he,
Oh, okay.
he wasn't trying to like pick at DM because of the surgery. He was just saying, hey,
Yeah.
it was just banter. But coaches sometimes they use banter to hype the stuff up. Dion is an excellent marketing person.
Right. Right.
He didn't take that to the heart like he was portraying he did. He just used it as motivation for his team. And then he said, hey, I'm gonna take a scooter and leave it. It's all about marketing. Because guess what? That's been 2 or 3 years ago. We still talking about that pink scooter.
and always gonna talk about that.
Right.
That ain't never going away.
So it's just a good marketing thing that he used, and it's going to be something that's remembered. Like just because you never heard of the scooter if they would have won,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
That scooter when he came out.
that school when he came, and then we had Ric Flair. We had Ric Flair there too.
Oh
Before the
man,
game.
legendary.
It was a good show, man. I like that type of atmosphere, and nobody expected us to lose the way we did. Even though some people said we're gonna lose, nobody expected us to lose 62-15 at
Right.
home at a sold out stadium
On homecoming.
on homecoming because
Yeah.
we still went 7-3. We had a good
Right.
team. We just messed that one up.
How did y'all pull off that Ric Flair thing? I like to know the story behind it
Coach
because
Maynard
I
told
thought
the
that was
story on
dope.
our podcast. So I'll do it in a nutshell. But when you get off here, go to From the Hill podcast on YouTube. You can look up the
Hmm.
episode with Coach Maynard. He was he said I think he told us Ted Dixie, which is our color
Hmm.
commentator. He actually knows Ric Flair's son or something. He's always been a Ric Flair fan, but
Hmm.
that's how it all came together. Just by him knowing Ted Dixie and being a Ric Flair fan, and he was like, "Well, let's see, can we get him in for homecoming to talk to the students in the field house?" But then he did the round around the stadium, so it was nice, man. It was something that I don't think nobody outside the football team knew about, but it was great.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think because I kind of watched a little bit of that game, then I turn it off. But the atmosphere of that game, leading up to kickoff, man, it was a lot like the Southern Jackson game last year, where the atmosphere was just bananas. Like it was electric. The crowd was into it, and then the game started, and it went the whole other direction. But
Right.
I think that's what SWAC football is about, man. It's about being able to enjoy yourself, being able to, have that electricity in the atmosphere. One other thing I want to talk about because we're getting short on time, but let's talk about I don't know how much traveling you do with when the Bulldogs hit the road. Do you travel a lot with them? I mean,
Yeah,
say
man.
as a fan, do you
I
follow?
go. I go. I don't go to Texas. Not that I don't go. It's just I haven't been to Texas. Was Texas Southern all the way out there in Houston. I have not been to BCU or FAMU. But everywhere else I have visited before. But I out of the 10 games that we play, I probably attend about 7 or 8 of them. Because I always go to the Classic. I'm at every home game. Whenever, even when we play those, we played Troy and Birmingham, like those in-state games. Like I go to those. Driving up to Nashville next year, it's an hour and a half north of Huntsville, so I'm gonna make that one. But I'm a season ticket holder, man. Been a season ticket holder for years, so I'm always at the home games, man. So I'm one of those type of people.
All right. Well, let me. I love to ask this because I just love to pick on them. Um, how do you feel about Valley, man? I think that place is the worst. I know, no offense, because I got Valley people in my family, but you know, I think that place is the worst.
Man, I tell you this. So I used to like nobody. I never heard it have been a Mississippi until I got to A&M, and I'm like, "Where's Mississippi Valley State?" But just last year, I was in I was in the stands. I just looked up like how Mississippi Valley State got their school. Like back in the day, they put Mississippi Valley State the races and all those people in Mississippi. They put Mississippi Valley State in the middle of nowhere for the reasons we're dealing with now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's actually not their fault they're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, that's a hard sell to get somebody to go to Independent, Tennessee to go to college. We're not even talking about playing football. We're talking about to get somebody to go to school and further their education. Like, hey, I know you live here, but I want you to go to Independent. Why would you do that? And you got Jackson State, you got Alabama A&M, Alabama State, all these schools around you. So I try not to rag on them too much because of the situation that they're based on historical. But yeah, I wouldn't visit there if I didn't have to.
Yeah, I mean, I totally, like I say, man, I totally respect Valley as a history. Because like I said, I grew up going up there. I heard all the stories about, the school. My father went there. So I know, but I for some reason, that Valley is one of them people I just like to, I just like to pick on, man. It's no offense. I just like to pick on them because it's just fun. And Bethune-Cookman, another one, I just like to. I know their circumstances, but I just like to.
I suggest we pick on Montgomery a little bit more. Now that's
that's fine with me.
You roll the windows up. You don't want to smell Montgomery when you ride through.
Oh, really? Wow.
The gump. Now, I will say this. I'm from one of the cities that's the last place to be throwing stones at anybody. So, if anybody crack on Baton Rouge, ain't nothing I could deny. So I just like to be able to mess with other people because I know everybody come to something, they go over there, hump, they go to the game, they get the hell out of there. So I know what it's like, but I still got to pick on somebody sometimes, But man, I think we can go ahead and start to wrap this one up, man. I definitely thank you for stopping by, and y'all definitely check out From the Hill podcast. They got a great thing going over there, man, and maybe we connect another time.
Oh yeah, so, sure. Definitely. We're gonna get you guys on, man. We're taking a break right now. We're not gonna start back up until the fall. Now we're just watching everybody. But definitely, man, we can have you guys on. Just so we can discuss some football stuff coming up in the season. Then we can see if my predictions are true. What I said earlier.
Yeah, I like to visit y'all homecoming. That's Tuskegee, Alabama A&M. That's going to be legendary.
Yes, indeed.
I know the atmosphere is about to be legendary. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to check that. I think I'm gonna come visit.
I got to pull up to the Classic one of these days, man. It always coincides with a nation. Well, we had to Classic. We had to debate that later, but but I was really thinking about trying to talk to my wife about going up there this year. But we playing Texas Southern at home for the first time in a long time, and I can't miss that game because I got some trash talk to give back from 2 years of losing to Texas Southern, so I can't miss that one. But I'm gonna definitely have to make that trip because I know it's a great atmosphere and it definitely is one of the best classics. I won't say it is the best, but everybody think their classic is the best, so we know how that goes. Right. So like I say, Jamie, you got anything you wanna throw out there before we get up out of here?
Man, I just want to say this though. My brother finally got hold of that Blue Stove chicken by Southern.
Oh, you got it?
Legendary, boy.
But that's hey, they put crack in that chicken, man. That's the that's the addictive, bro.
You wait till I get back down to Baton Rouge. Yeah, I'm gonna find the blue stove. I sure am.
Oh, I might have to check the schedule. I might have to check the schedule to see if we catch that one. I got 2 trips to Alcorn. I don't know, but I see. I love Alcorn. I pick on Valley, but I love Alcorn, man. I got Mississippi roots, so I got Jackson people in my family. Alcorn, my uncle went to Alcorn. My aunt was like Miss Alcorn way back. So I got that connection with Mississippi. Alabama's still new to me. I mean, y'all guys been here for a while, but y'all still the new guys to me. I don't even really count the Florida people yet. They that new. I forget they in the SWAC sometimes.
Exactly.
But man, like I said, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in, man, and thank you for y'all getting down in the chat, man. Y'all kept us going, and we gonna definitely make an appearance on our From the Hill podcast. Maybe if y'all want somebody to come on during Southern Week, preseason, y'all definitely hit me up, and we'll definitely make it happen. Because I'm trying to connect. I want to branch out and connect with everybody because I like what everybody's doing. So
yes, sir.
With that being said, man, if you got any social media or anything you want to plug before we get out of here, that'd be great.
Yes, sir. I just want everybody to make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe to the From the Hill podcast page. That's what we have. We have all our live shows there. You can go back and watch them, see what we are about, see what we talk about. You can follow us on Twitter at From the Hill. You can follow us on Instagram at From the Hill Podcast, and also like and share our Facebook page. So appreciate you guys, man, for asking us to come on and allowing me to be on, man. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, man. And I'm glad you had more time, man, because we was just getting started, and I'm glad we was able to keep this going. So anytime, man, any of you guys want to come on, y'all just hit me up, and y'all got an open spot, man. I like the energy. So with that being said, we're gonna get on up out of here. We got a lot of spring games going on. I think we're gonna try to do some more recaps next week. I know DJ gonna try to pop in and talk some Bama State football. So if y'all From the Hill people want to hear what's going on in the Gump, y'all check us out next week because my other co-host is a Bama State guy, so he'll be on there. So if y'all want to get some, I know y'all probably already know, but if y'all want to hear it from the horse's mouth, y'all make sure y'all check us out next week. So
definitely.
With that being said, man, we're gonna get on up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day and have a safe weekend, and we'll catch y'all on the next edition of Swag Smoke.
Hey, y'all have a good one.
All right, you too.